We're going to build potato towers today. These towers have been pre-built, but you can see they're basically wire, and we put a bottom on to keep animals out. The benefits of doing them this way is that you don't have to have a garden plot to build it, and you can do it in a container, and you get multiple layers, so you get more potatoes out of square foot.
Well, there are a number of ways you can fasten the cages. I chose to use these rip ties simply because they're so much easier to cut off when you're ready to harvest the potatoes, and they could be tied up again.
We have basically built a giant bird's nest before we put the soil in.
I'm doing a mixture of raised bed mix soil, adding hydropeat for moisture, to retain moisture. You could use regular peat moss. I also will add to that compost.
You want to use seed potatoes. Don't buy the potatoes in the grocery store. And as you can see, we have the eyes, which are going to be where the fruit comes from. Some of these are small, and we don't cut them. Some of them are larger, and we cut them so that we get eyes on each piece. We cut them a couple of days before we plant them. You need them to harden off so they don't get moldy or anything. And we've chosen this year red Pontiac potatoes because they are a late potato, and they do better in the towers than the early potatoes. Place the potatoes around the circumference with the eyes out, so the foliage will grow out of the cage.
We're currently using just 2 layers of potatoes. We have found that in adding another layer, we didn't get as much potatoes, or as many potatoes, as we had with 2.
Again, we're placing the eyes out.
We're putting the last layer of soil on top of the last layer of potatoes, and we'll be covering it with another layer of straw, and that will complete the process.
As you see them here, you may see foliage begin to emerge from the sides and the top. 4 to 6 weeks, of course, depending on the climate, the weather, the sun, but about 4 to 6 weeks.